Hey, it's Anfa. I have an idea for a really weird and maybe cool synthesizer. Uh, Data encoder. It would be a virtual instrument that you could play like a normal synthesizer, but the waveforms would be not created by defining shapes or choosing such stuff and like using filters, but they would be encoding of digital data. For example, ASCII text. So for ASCII text, you would need 8 harmonics. So a fundamental frequency, which is a reference point. So for example, if you play a bass note at 100 Hertz, then your first 8 harmonics are 200 Hertz up to 900 Hertz. Basically, there are multiples of 100 Hertz. If you play a tone at 200 Hertz, then your fundamentals are then if you play a tone at 200 Hertz, then 200 Hertz is your fundamental, 400 Hertz is your first harmonic, then 800, 12, 1000, 1200, 1400, etc. So the multiples of the first of the fundamental frequency are the harmonics. So you would just need 8. So from 100 Hertz fundamental, we could go to 900 Hertz for the 8th harmonic, and that would encode a single byte, which is enough to encode an ASCII character. And I think it could be really cool to have a synthesizer that actually creates sounds that are produced with digital data that you put in, maybe text. And yeah, that's the idea. You could potentially encode like more bits at a time, so not 8 bits, but 16 bits, 24 bits, I don't know. Possibly there could be a way to like encode a binary executable in a song where one of the instruments is playing a bass line, but it also encodes digital data, or I don't know, a secret message. I think it could be really cool. And I think it would be really even more cool to make a piece of software that would like recognize the encoded tones and decode that. So maybe there should be a protocol created, some kind of a characteristic sound sequence that could be identified by software so that this instrument would be easier to decode. Or maybe just to have fun. I don't know. I think it might be an interesting idea. So if you're a programmer, you want to play with audio software, you want to program some instruments, plugins, you're into open source audio, Linux audio and stuff, that could be a neat idea. Maybe you can program the encoder synthesizer, data encoder, whatever. Yeah. I'm also thinking that it could be really interesting to have like strings of characters that are then converted into harmonic series, but you could have like the string being played back very fast. So like in a single second you have like 100 characters, and they create a specific like harmonic motion that could be looping around. I think it could be a really unique way to encode harmonic series and produce some really unique sounds. I don't know that anything like that exists. You possibly could do that same thing with a wavetable synthesizer if you could like control every harmonic and create like a sequence of them very precisely, but that would be very like daunting with such a synthesizer, I think. And this one would make it very easy, so it would like naturally steer artists to produce different sounds, and I think it could be really interesting. So like the data encoding part could be used for actual steganography, so hiding some extra secret information in your music, like I don't know, a secret URL or whatever. Or it could be just a means of getting text and converting it into sound design. You could then like have, for example, like if you don't have enough harmonics, because 8 harmonics for a bass sound is really not a lot, because we go little to not even up to 100 kilohertz, and we have up to 16 or 20 kilohertz of available space. So we could have like use 8 characters so 8 times 8 bytes, that is 64 harmonics. Then if you drop a bunch of text, then it will eat 8 characters per note or per harmonic series to develop that. And I think that could create, you know, some more interesting things. Yeah, there could be some really insane ideas, and maybe it could become a really interesting tool to produce unique and interesting sounds, and maybe also encode data into sound. So yeah, let me know what you think. Maybe that's an interesting idea. Bye.